Hello, I'm Chris Runge, station manager of Cable 2, the educational television station of the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools in North Carolina. It's exciting to be with you. Our school system has been pleased to work with the Safe Sober Prom Night campaign to put young people on the road to success. The message is the same year-round. Smart choices lead to successful lives. You have the power right now to make a positive difference in your future. And that's what we're here for today. We're pleased to present to you David Daggett. Every day at 5 a.m., Mr. Daggett is up and running, quite literally. He's a serious triathlete who's competed in more than 160 triathlons, including 21 Ironman triathlon competitions. Ironman is a 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bike ride, and a 26.2-mile marathon run. He has completed the Hawaiian Ironman World Triathlon Championship 6 times. Mr. Daggett was recently presented the Ford Ironman Everyday Hero Award for his community service work and has been featured on ESPN and Universal TV, as well as in Forbes Small Business, Men's Health, North Carolina Lawyer magazines, and the cover of Lawyers Weekly. He brings to his community and work the same intensity and devotion that has helped him become a world-class athlete. Among many distinctions, he is on the Board of Governors of the North Carolina Bar Association, past president of the Forsyth County Bar, and 21st Judicial District Bar Associations. Mr. Daggett believes that unless the future generations turn out better than ours, we've all failed. His enthusiasm and support for young people led to the creation of Safe Sober Prom Night over 20 years ago. Since then, over 400,000 students have taken the pledge. As a lawyer, he's seen the devastating effects of drugs and alcohol and the dreams of young people forever lost, sometimes by a single bad choice. He also knows from experience he's been a victim of an impaired driver. Safe Sober Prom Night promotes their message through positive peer pressure, the #1 influencer of young people. The success of the program is based on the fact that 4 out of 10 teenagers that hear the message make better choices. Our hope is that smarter choices will carry over to everyday decisions to help teens achieve success throughout their lives. Choose Success has been presented thousands of times to thousands of students, civic groups, churches, and community groups over more than 20 years. Combined with the award-winning Safe Sober Prom Night program, presentations have been made from full auditoriums and assembly halls all the way down to small groups of students at after-school clubs and youth groups. Students, parents, teachers, and members of the community, we invite you to join the circle of support and encouragement of students in our community on the road to success. Now, join us as we take you into the classroom for one of our Choose Success presentations.
All right, everybody keep your eye on Austin, because if he steals my iPhone, who's going to help me track him down? I got everybody. Oh, good. Well, now that we have everybody raising their hand, let me ask you a question that might be kind of obvious. But who in this classroom at some point in their life wants to be a success? Is everybody's hand up? We got everybody, 100%, so you're all in, right? When we think of success, lots of times we think about stars, fashion people, those sort of things. But what most people really want is at some point in time to have their own house and car, to have a nice family, to have decent health, to participate and be respected in their community, those sorts of things. Everybody feel the same way?
Yes, sir.
Got everybody again? Back in the corner? Yeah, we got the head nod. We got everybody. Well, you can talk to your teacher, you can talk to your principal who was here earlier, you can talk to your parents. Things are changing in this world very, very quickly. In the American dream of simply having a house and a car, it's not what it used to be. To put things in perspective, we're in one high school. This is a good high school, but there are 25,000 high schools in the United States. If I would go in any classroom, any auditorium, at any high school in the United States, every student would raise their hand. They want to be a success. Not only that, right now you have something different. I graduated from high school almost 35 years ago. You've got something different than I ever had. In my generation, you could screw around in high school. You could go get a job in a factory. Things would be fine. They'd work out. You could still have the American dream that we talked about. A house, a car, be active in your community, decent health, those sort of things. You can't do that anymore. Our manufacturing jobs are going away. That means you got to have education as a first building block. Now check out this statistic. And these statistics are true just about wherever we go. And that what you all have that you don't realize is you all have the power to influence the future, not just for yourself, but for your classmates and for everybody else around you. But this is the stark reality. The stark reality is you have to graduate from high school today as the very basic building block for success. The statistics are, and we've recently come up, and your high school is above average, but 70% of our students graduate high school. If you do not graduate from high school, you have a 90% chance of spending the entire rest of your life in poverty. Anybody want to spend the entire rest of their life in poverty? Nobody. If you have or make a baby, you have a 90% chance of spending the entire rest of your life in poverty. If you do both, you have a 100% chance of spending the rest of your life in poverty. Those are the facts. That's the basics. And some of you are in that percent. Some of you are going to spend the entire rest of your life in poverty unless you start right now, and make the decision you're going to do something different about it. On top of that, what do you think the most dangerous thing a teenager age 16 to 19 can do? It's more simple than that. Smoke, do bad things. What else?
Do bad in school.
Do bad in school. It's more simple than that. Bad decisions. That's part of it. The most dangerous thing you can do as a teenager is ride in a car. You get lectures all the time about sex, drugs, alcohol, all those sort of things. The most dangerous thing you can do is ride in the car with another teenager. Your school, I mean, it brought me to my knees, and I'll tear up now. Last year, what'd you lose, two? Two students last year out of this school, and they weren't doing anything wrong? It's devastating. The most dangerous thing you can do is ride in a car. You add on top of that texting, drinking, drugs, you've got an absolute lethal formula. And I'll tell you what I used to do. 20 years ago, I would come in here and I would show you pictures up on the screen of wrecked cars, of blood and guts, of all that kind of stuff. But you know what? You guys have seen all that. You know what got invented in the meantime? The internet. Seatbelts are older than 20 years, but that's a good answer. But the internet. So you guys have seen all the gory pictures. That stuff's real to you. And what I have found is students don't respond to gory pictures the way Mary Beth and I did when we were students. That stuff scared us. It doesn't scare you anymore. So I had to go back and I had to rethink talking to students. What gets through and what do students want? And the thing that I find is that students, regardless of where they come from, they are dying for guidance, leadership, direction, and put them on the road to success. How can I succeed? That's nice, you're showing me a crashed car. My name's Jay, I'm a good kid, I don't drink and drive. I want to be a success. What am I going to do? So there are libraries that are full of success stories and success tips that you read forever and it gets to be gobbledygook. I'm just going to leave you with 3 points on being a success. And if you do these 3 things, I guarantee you that you have a chance of having everything that you all raised your hand at the beginning. And it's more than a chance, it's a guarantee. And the first thing is to dream big. Have your goals high. You can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish in life, but you got to set those goals and you have to go after them. Now, what does it take to go after a dream? A decision, motivation, hard work. You really have to do it. And it's got to have some sense of reality to it also. Now, I am not a fast sprinter. I can't jump very high. And I'm 5'10". My hand-eye coordination isn't real good. What can I probably not do? I'm not going to be an NBA center. Okay? That's not going to happen. So your dreams got to have a dose of reality to them. But once you have the dose of reality, they can be as big as you want them to be. You can be like your teacher, Mr. Berlinger, a coach, respected guy in the community. You can be a principal. You can be a doctor, lawyer, architect. Whatever you want to be, you can do it with hard work. If you're not willing to do the motivation, the discipline, all those things you all just said, it's not a dream, it's wishful thinking. And the world is full of folks with wishful thinking. Have you all ever heard the story about the guru?
I've heard about a guru before.
Which guru is it?
I don't know.
The success guru?
Not really.
Get up here, Austin. Sit. Okay, this is Austin. We're going to use Austin. Okay, let me tell you a quick story. It goes kind of like this. There was a real good-looking young man. You got to pretend just a little bit. Work with me here. Stand up straight. Stand up straight. Get your chin up. He was nicely dressed. He was respectful. Right? Yes, sir. Good. He's catching on. And what he wanted more than anything else, he wanted to be a success. And he told people, I want to be a success. I want to have $1 million. I want to drive a nice car. I want to live in the mansion. What's the secret to success? And they say, go talk to the guru. The guru will tell you about success. So he goes to see the guru. And the guru says, meet me down by the lake. Down by the lake, Austin is saying. Well, Austin puts on his suit. He stands up straight. He goes down to the lake and meets the guru. And the guru grabs Austin and says, walk out here in the lake. And he says, what is this man doing? He's taking me in my only nice suit into the lake. Have you heard this story? Have you heard this story about the guru? Takes him down into the lake. And Austin's thinking, I want to learn about being a success. I want $1 million. I want this. I want that. And this guy's taking me into the water in my only suit that I wore for him today. Takes him a little further. Takes his head and holds him underwater, and lets him up. I don't want to. I didn't mess you up, did I? What do you put on your hair? I don't want to mess you up. So he says, what are you doing? He takes him and holds him longer. And he holds him underwater and he yanks him back up. And this time Austin's gasping. And the guru says to him, he says, you want to know the secret to success? When you want to succeed as badly as you want to breathe, that's when you're going to become a success. When you want to be a success badly enough that you're not going to text while you're driving because you know that's dangerous and it's going to get in your way of being a success. When you want to be a success bad enough that you can say no to alcohol and no to drugs, when you want to be a success that bad, you come back and talk to me. Because until you want to be a success as badly as you want to breathe, you're not going to get there. Anything else you want me to lecture you on? No. Wouldn't you like to be my kids? They got to hear this when they were infants. But let me tell you, anything is possible. Anything is possible. And let me tell you this. And everybody knows I'm an old softy. I can, blood and guts, that kind of stuff. What I do for that I'm pretty tough and I can make it through. But let me tell you this. As Mary Beth said, I've had the fortune when I was younger. I raced triathlons around the world. I've competed in the World Championship 6 times so far. I don't think it's beyond me to go back again. Check this out. This is one of my buddies. And this is 2 days before the Hawaii Ironman last year in Kona, Hawaii. His name's Rajesh. And Rajesh and I here, he's a tall guy, good-looking guy, fit guy, great athlete. We're talking about the race that's coming up in 2 days. Check out Rajesh. Rajesh is a triple amputee doing the race. The guy's got no arms and no legs. And I think I'm tough because I can do this stuff. Anytime you think you can't, go to his website, live-free.net. The guy is absolutely unbelievable, and he'll motivate you beyond your dreams. He's an unbelievable guy. Gang, dream big. Dream big. If he can do what he can do, you guys can all accomplish what you told me that you would do at the beginning. You can do it. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. So, what's the biggest limiter to your dreams? What do you think is the biggest limiter? It's proven. They have, at Harvard University, they have studies going on to prove, but what I think you guys can answer for me right now. Procrastination. Laziness. Those are all form of what? Being human. Well, what is it? What gets in your way more than anything else? Girls. And what are all those decisions you make that have drawbacks to them? Excuses. Excuses is the biggest limiter there is. Excuses. You wait 35 years until you're my age. I have heard them all. My mom didn't like me. My dad didn't like me. My math teacher didn't like me. Coach Berlinger didn't like me. Principal didn't like me. I'm not good in math. I'm not good at this. This went wrong. Excuse. Now here's the problem with being young, and this is tough. This day and time is rough for young people, and I don't know anything about you, but I guarantee I've got all this happening in this classroom. How about mom and dad don't get along at home, and you got pressure in the household? What about one of your parents lost their job and there's financial troubles in the household? Got heads nodding. How about you want to go to college, but there's not a way to go because of money, because of those sort of things? What about your teacher or your parent? Anybody ever experience this? Compare you to an older brother or sister. Yeah? Yep. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough. Pressure. And where do you go with that pressure? Where do you go with it?
To a bad decision.
To a bad decision, and who helps you with that bad decision?
Peers.
Your peers. All of your friends that are under pressure. They're the ones that suck you into it. And you know what they want to do? They want to have you, and you're going to be there. It's the trap. It is the trap. They're going to want to suck you in, because you were nodding your head to one of the questions. They're going to want to suck you into that peer pressure pity party. And let's do this. Let's do that. Let's go out drinking. Let's have some drugs. Let's escape this for a while. Come on, you'll do it. It's fun. Come on up here. You walk into what's your name? Bailey? You play football?
Yes, sir.
No, don't hurt me, okay? I can run fast, but I don't hit as hard as I used to. I did play football one time. Bailey goes out and he goes into a party. And he walks in and somebody hands him a drink. Here you go, Bailey. And look, he took it. You see how easy that is? That's peer pressure. That's how quickly it happens. When Mary Beth was talking to you at the beginning, what she told you wasn't made up. One bad choice, and all of a sudden, Bailey's road to, he's still holding it. Bailey, you can sit down, Bailey. Ooh, he's a good actor, isn't he? One bad choice in the road to success can be over just like that. As a high school student, it's already dangerous enough to ride in a car. It's already dangerous enough, everything else going on. When we started the Safe Sober Prom Night program in the United States, over 6,000 high school students aged 16 to 19 died every year in alcohol-related car crashes. There's good news and there's bad news. Over those more than 20 years, that number's come down, and it's now just over 2,000 high school students a year in the United States die in alcohol-related car crashes. But what number do you think has gone up?
Drinking, like actual drinking.
Actual drinking, and what's happened is the number of deaths from alcohol and drugs haven't changed that much. Binge drinking. We got one of the finest medical centers in the nation here. We have a doctor on staff in the emergency department who is renowned nationally and worldwide, has recently been in Parade magazine as an expert on youth binge drinking. You know why she's an expert? Every single weekend, the emergency room is full and overflowing with kids binge drinking, and some of them die. Some of them die. Every weekend. If you don't, go down there tonight. What day of the week? Thursday. Go down there Thursday night. Guarantee you there'll be a student in the emergency room binge drinking. Happens every time. Those are excuses. And those excuses are going to get right in the way and ruin the dreams that every single one of you told me at the beginning by raising your hand you wanted in your life. That's all they are, is excuses. And so what you got to do is you got to arm yourself. You got to arm yourself with friends. You got to arm yourself with people that are going to support you. Positive peer pressure. Again, Harvard had to do a study on this. What's the most important influencer of young people today? Peer pressure. Peer pressure. So you got to arm yourself. If you two go out together and he's weak, you got to be strong. You got to be. Because if you're not and you ride back with him, both of you are gone. And when he's weak, you got to be strong. You've got to do it. You have got to wrap your arms of encouragement and support around each other. I've been in enough schools. I've been there. I was in your school last year right after you lost a student. And you guys can tease each other and pick on each other and act like you don't like each other out in the hallway. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Because I've seen you all cry with each other. And I've seen your hearts break with each other. And it breaks our hearts too. Don't let it happen. When you go to the party, you got to be strong. And if you're with him, you got to make sure he's strong too. Because if you don't, it can happen to you. It's a trap and it's waiting for you. And the world is waiting for you out there, and they want to suck you into that trap. You can't let it happen. All right, you ready for another athletic story? No. Yeah, this fits into excuses. Remember, I still think of myself at my age as an athlete, and athletes, we're hard-headed, so we learn these lessons, the hard way. And, you don't necessarily have to run Ironman triathlons to learn lessons, but, some of us that are a little slow, it helps. So here let me set the scene for you. This is the great, in the sport of triathlon, this is the #1 stage in the world. 2006, October. This is 1,800 athletes getting ready to head into the water. Wide World of Sports said it's the finest collections of athletes on earth, with the exception of Olympic Village, and it may be better than Olympic Village. Also note, because I always put in a spiritual message, Makawikawa Church The steeple is always in every picture. Been there a lot of times and make sure I go and get on my knees and give thanks for what God gave me the physical ability to do. Because all we got is our mind and our body that's given to us from above. And you've got an obligation to use those to the best you can. You got an obligation. You got an obligation to yourself, to your friends, to your family. So we're all dreaming of this. This is October 2006. So you got to get there a little bit early, get your stuff set up, get acclimated. Check out what happens. Earthquake, 6.8 on the Richter scale. Now, do you guys know how severe that is? That's what flattened Haiti. It's a bad earthquake. Did you feel the tremors here a few years ago? I didn't know this. Did you all study earthquakes in school? The Richter scale is on, it's got a geometric progression to it. So the earthquake that we felt here that everybody felt was in the 2 range. 6.8 is more than 10,000 times that severe. It's a big earthquake. That's the course that we're gonna bike and run on in a couple days. That's the course. The race was in doubt. TV stations were out, cell phones were out. I was getting calls. Everything was out except for cell phones. I was getting calls from back home. People seeing this on CNN. We couldn't even see it live where we were. The race is in jeopardy. Everything's in jeopardy. I was in this grocery store 2 minutes before the earthquake hit. It's 7:03 in the morning. This one made me cry. I raced the next year. The church still wasn't rebuilt. The school gym hadn't been rebuilt. It was bad. But somehow that community said, no excuses. We host the world championship. It's going to go. And somehow they had it cleaned up. There were some places where the bike course was narrower than usual. They flew in engineers from San Francisco to check some of the bridges to make sure they were safe to go over. They put the race on. And got to the finish line. And that's my wife with me. Always make sure you got your best friend around you. Your best friend will take care of you, keep you out of trouble, be that positive peer pressure. Don't settle for somebody who's not going to be your best friend and take care of you, girls. Don't settle for the first guy that comes around. You wait till the best friend's going to take care of you. Guys, look for it's the greatest thing you can do in life. No excuses. No excuses. They don't buy you anything. You will hear them all through life. And the excuses 35 years down the line, you can look back, and those were the losers. And they've always been losers. They will always be losers, and they're going nowhere. Some of those losers have material things, but they're still losers. And you can pick them out. You see them. They're phonies. They're everywhere. Thanks for nodding with me, Cedric. I appreciate that. I need an amen corner back there. And then lastly, never give up. Never give up. I think these are two pretty cool pictures. The first one is coming off the bike, starting a marathon run. So I'm 7 hours into my day and still have a full marathon to run, and I'm blown. And then the next one is at a finish line successfully. So that's never ever give up. I know we have a number of athletes. Who's an athlete? Plays sports. Wow. We got a high percentage of this class. You got some people that you will never forget. One of mine's my high school wrestling coach. And Coach LeBeau, you have never heard anybody get in trouble as much as me as when I was in high school. Daggett, do this. Daggett, do that. Daggett, come on. Daggett, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But the one thing that he told me is, he said, every night when you go to bed, before you go to bed, you brush your teeth before you go to bed? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. He brushes his teeth before he goes to bed. Every night before you go to bed, when you look in that mirror and brush your teeth, you look at that person in the mirror and you look them right in the eye. And did you do your best that day? Did you make any excuses? And don't you tell yourself, don't you ever give up. You keep going, you keep going, you keep going. I do it to this very day. I look at the guy in the mirror every day and clear the conscience. It's not always good stuff. It's not always good stuff. Sometimes I got to repent a little when I'm looking at the person in the mirror brushing my teeth before I go to bed. It's not always good stuff, but look at that person in the mirror and never give up, never give up, never give up. The first time I did the Ironman triathlon, the World Championships in Hawaii, 1990, I tried to keep up with some of the top pros. I thought I was close to breaking through, and I went a little too hard on the bike. And by 20 miles into the run, I was shattered. I was blown to pieces. I was dehydrated. And what they did in those days is they came up by you with scooters. The medical check was to ask you your name and your address and all those kind of things to see if you were still coherent. So I was walking down the road, and the scooters were coming by. What I was doing was practicing. My name is, giving my name, my address. I was practicing it inside my head so that when they asked me, I could pass the test, so they'd let me keep going in the race. And kind of a funny story. I was following, I was so out of it, I was following the white line down the road for direction, walking. Do you know what happens to the white line when you get to an intersection? It turns. I had to have some spectators actually point me back on course, get me going. And it struck me right then. Remember I said I was a hard-headed athlete. So I was a hard-headed athlete. And this is how I learned the lesson. It struck me right then and right there. If you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, you keep working hard, you keep going in the right direction, you surround yourself with people with similar goals, even though you're walking, as long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other, you will get to where you're going. Always, always, always keep putting one foot in front of the other. And never give up. Never, ever give up. Now check this out. Talking about never give up. See the lady in the picture there? She is a Catholic nun. She's actually world famous. She's been featured Sports Illustrated, TV, everywhere. She is in her 80s. In her 80s. She is doing her best to try to qualify for the World Championship to be the first female over 80 to complete the distance. Never give up, never give up, never give up. I had lunch with her just this past summer because I wanted her to meet my kids. And you would have thought the whole world was still in front of her. She's in her 80s and she still has goals, she still has aspirations, and she's working every day toward those goals. And if you keep doing that, you might not be as fast as you want to be or as good as you want to be, but you can make it to the finish line. You can make it to the finish line. And you all can do that. So, everybody still want to be a success?
Yes, sir.
Everybody willing to do those things?
Yes, sir.
Cedric, come on up here.
Oh, no.
Let's. You want to be a success?
Yes.
All right. I'm not going to mess with you. Don't worry. You're bigger than me. He looked at me like I was going to do something to him. I'm not doing anything to him. Let's get Jay and Bailey will get you up here for this too. We're going to have you. You come on over on this side. We're going to have you help lead them, because what we're going to do is we're going to do a pledge, because you all said you're going to do this, right? Everybody stand up. Let's get you to stand up. Come on, let's all stand up. Y'all, if you want to be a success, stand up. Y'all said you did. So we got everybody up. Everybody up. Let's raise your right hand, and Cedric, you're going to repeat after me, leading them. Okay? Everybody repeat with Cedric. All right. I pledge to myself.
I pledge to myself,
to my friends,
to my friends,
to my parents,
to my parents,
and all my classmates.
and all my classmates.
I will be a success.
I will be a success.
I will dream big.
I will dream big.
I will never be limited by excuses.
I will never be limited by excuses.
And I will never, ever give up.
And I will never, ever give up.
Because I will be a success.
Because I will be a success.
I believe you. Good job, everybody. You did it. You did it.